Hi everybody, this is Ian Lamont from EasyGenie. So happy to show off the new EasyGenie Genealogy Storage Kit. Nicole picked it up today from the printers. It's ready to ship out, and I wanted to share with you what's inside the EasyGenie Genealogy Stories Kit. And basically, what's at the center of this kit is the fact that stories are the most important part of a genealogist research findings. Like when we discover a story, whether it's from a letter or maybe we interview an older member and we have that information, it's so important to understanding the family. However, most types of genealogy research tools, including software, don't really have any place to record that type of information. This new kit can help you record that information to either store it privately and safely for the long term, because like all EasyGenie forms, this is made with acid-free paper, or you can share it with trusted family members or other people who are helping with your research. This is the type of thing that maybe you want to keep close to the family, but it's some of the most important data that you can actually have because they're stories, and stories are so important. So let's take a quick look at what's inside of the EasyGenie Genealogy Storage Kit. And the first thing I should say is it comes with instructions, basic instructions on how to use the different types of forms. There's 5 different types of forms. This one's actually 2-sided. Side 1, side 2, that's a genealogy dossier. And this is one of the most important pieces of the kit. There's 10 sheets in total for the genealogy dossier. And this is where you can record extra information about your ancestor that maybe you don't really know much, maybe hasn't been recorded before. So vital information, of course, where they lived, where they moved, if they migrated, maybe they left one country and arrived at another, or maybe they moved across the country. So you can just put some information about the years that they lived in a certain place and then where their address was or where they moved to. So this type of information, sometimes you can capture this on your genealogy software, but most often people don't even record that information. But knowing where the address is, isn't that pretty critical? Growing up, family origins, their school, their location, the language they spoke growing up. This is something that I think of where if you know the name of the best friend of this ancestor or some other critical person growing up, maybe a teacher that influenced them or something, you could put that down there. For their adult life, notes about their personality, their goals and their priorities, their favorite activities and interests. For instance, I have a great uncle who liked to sing. This is something that I would put down in favorite activities and interests right there. I'd write that in, saying Uncle George Heary, he loved to sing, and he had an unusual habit where he'd actually kind of rest his head on his hand when he was singing. He kind of tilt his head a little bit. So these are the little interesting things that, really tell a lot about the person, maybe paint a picture of the person more than just the basic names and dates. And you can include that information here. Notes about their jobs, maybe what they were trained to do, if they were in the military, anecdotes or quirks, what they looked like. How many times have we found some piece of information? For instance, in the U.S. on the World War I draft registration cards, they've recorded the eye color and hair color. This is something that you could include in the appearance or the other. Information about their family. Research relationships not recorded elsewhere. This is really an important thing, and actually another one of our customers alerted us to it because oftentimes there's important people that your ancestor may have known. Maybe it was a mentor, maybe it was a teacher, maybe it was a close friend, but it's not documented on any of the genealogy software. There's no place to put it, but on these types of forms, you can do that. Extended family, as you know, many families, they stay connected over many generations, even as people move away or get married. And this is a type of sheet where you can record that information. Who are some of the important people who shaped this family? Matriarch, patriarch, a special uncle who did something really great for the rest of the family. This is where you would put that information. Again, genealogy software never captures that type of information, but you can do that here. Going down to the visualization. So, visual family group sheet. Traditional family group sheets usually record the parents, the children, and the grandparents, but they don't get the siblings of the parents. These are the uncles and aunts who might have started their own family. And you can record that information here, and then that can be transferred, for instance, to the extended family branch worksheet. So if you have different branches of the family living at different places, you can record their surname, who's in them, the generation. So maybe they started out in New York City, so this would be generation 1, and then the branches, the children, for 2, 3, and 4. You could put generation 2, generation 2, generation 2. They moved to other parts of the country, and you could record the location in this field. And then finally, we are including some of the 5-generation pedigree charts with this particular kit. We know that people like to track an ancestor or maybe themselves and then go back 5 generations, and this chart lets you do that. Again, the Easy Genie Genealogy Stories Kit, it's available now. Check it out. There's nothing like it in the marketplace as far as we know, and this is a way that you can record the most important stories about your ancestors, either to preserve them or to share them with trusted relatives, or to share them at reunions and things like that. This is Ian. Thank you so much for watching.